Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Glow. Oh my goodness. Whew, what a week it has been. I know I say that every week, but it seems like every week. Let me see who is in the house and let me say hello to everyone. Oh my goodness, the crew is here. Oh, Randy's in the house. Hello, Randy. How are you? Oh my goodness. I love you, Randy, too. Martina One is here. Graham. Hey, Graham. Okay, we're going to start off with one of Graham's jokes. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Okay, Graham. We're starting off with a laugh, a chuckle. Hey, Debbie Johnson. Hey, cultivating with Tara. How are you? Graham says, I don't mean to brag, but I just finished a puzzle in just under 2 weeks. It said 2 to 4 years on the box. All right, Graham, I may have to put you in timeout. Donald's Donald's one of the guy crew with Graham and Randy. Oh my goodness. Hey, Liddell, how are you? CW Styles in the house. Uh, uh, who else is here? Hey, Nora, one of my fabulous moderators. Carlene is here. Sylvie, oh my goodness. You say, hey, Sylvie, you are early. So, guys, grab your drink. A, I treated myself today to a
Caramel frappuccino.
capo frappuccino. Jessica had to tell me.
Frappuccino.
I forgot to put the caramel on it, so Jessica, we had to go back in and put the caramel on it, and
Yeah, we were still in there, so I just quickly reminded her.
this is truly sugar overload, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it is delicious. Oh my goodness. What are you guys drinking today? Are you having your little coffee today? I know I got a sunscreen over there, so it may block me out a little bit. Let me see if I can get so you guys can see me. Uh let's see who else is here. Um I don't know about Graham. I don't know about Graham. Donald says, while we're all sitting here waiting to get started, how about hitting the thumbs up? Thank you, Donald. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Sheila's in the house. Sheila said hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Rocking down the road with Dale. Hey, Get Lost Mike is here. Speaking Sparrows, hit the like. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Barry. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to spill all of the tea, Barry, but yes, I am going to agree with what it is you wanted to do. And we'll talk later, but with some conditions that you allow me to do certain things for you. But anyhow, if the noise gets too loud for you guys, let me know. I'm sitting here because I'm outside of Panera and I don't want being a little bit of traffic kind of drowns out the music so I don't get a copyright. But if the noise is too loud and you can't hear me, let me know and I will move. Hey, Three Generations, Iris is in the house. Uh Barry says, planning a trip but don't know where I'm going. Well, I think we will clarify that after we talk later, either today or tomorrow, Barry. So, anyhow, hey, Broen, how's it going? 63 Clocks is in the house. So is, oh my goodness. Graham says, the bride just told me to stop acting like a flamingo. I put my foot down. The bride must not really be around. Our Graham is on such good behavior when the bride's around. So she's got him in check, I think. Oh my goodness. Hey, Rosanny Designs, how are you? And who else is Get Lost Mike says, wherever you go, there you are. Just go and get Barry. It will come to you. That's true. Wherever you go, there you are. But with Barry, it's nice to be there you are because it's so nice. Barry's such a wonderful person that he's good company wherever he goes. So let's see who else. I think I'm saying hello to most everyone. Hey, Jackie. I'm still in Oregon and missing my California sunshine. You know, oh, California sunshine is kind of hard to beat. I think I'm going to move over here um, where I might not have so much of a shadow. Let me see. But I might have a little bit more noise from time to time Sorry, folks. Let me see if this is a little bit better. Little bit better light over here. Let's see. I think it just might be. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's better. So I'm going to sit over here. Oh my goodness, Jessica, could you hand me my drink, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Say hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, all right. Oh, I forgot. I moved without this. I've done that before, and you guys know what happens then. But anyhow, let's see who else. Hey, Kenneth. Hello, hello. Just got in the house. Well, welcome here. Oh my goodness. Hey, Miss Annette, another fabulous, fabulous moderator in the house, and my brother Donald and Graham and everyone. But yeah, and as you guys probably noticed, some of you may not have noticed, but many of you have been reaching out asking me what's going on. I did absolutely no videos last week. I have to tell you, I was just bone weary. I mean, just on the verge of exhaustion. And I sometimes don't listen to my body. And I just, my thing is just power through, power through. I can get through it, run here, run there. And I had a lot of things going on, other projects, plus looking for land, plus a matter. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to have to take a person or a couple to court who owes me some money. And it's just, I didn't want to have to do that, but it's gotten to the point I'm not going to have a choice. And it's just a lot. And then remember, I shared that situation with you about Jessica at the school, had to have meetings on that. So just so much going on, staying up till 11 o'clock, trying to take care of some business matters. And I was just exhausted. And finally, I felt like, have you ever been so tired you feel like you just can't even move? Well, that's how tired I was. I was so exhausted. I felt like I couldn't even just put one foot in front of me. And finally, I said, you know what? I've got to, I've got to take a break. It's been just a little over 5 years. I had my 5-year anniversary in February, and I had said that I was going to take the month of March off and just really take a break. I know a lot of channels do, including Creativity RV. She takes a month off every year. And I had thought, you know what, this year I'm going to do that. Well, what happened? I ended up traveling for interviews, and different things happened that I really wanted to put on the channel. And so I ended up working harder in March than I probably did the preceding 2 months. Instead of taking a break, I doubled down. And I paid the price for it. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to take a break. And I didn't take a break from everything, but I took a break from going out, creating content, doing interviews, traveling. And I'll tell you, I didn't realize sometimes when you're under a lot of stress and pressure, you get so accustomed to it that it just becomes your norm. And it's only when you step away and you feel what life is like without it that you realize, wow, I was under a lot of strain and I was really tired. And then when I got some rest, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. So that is what happened for those of you who've been reaching out asking, hey, Bobby from Florida, how are you? And that's what happened. So I had to take a break and a rest. And I'd gotten all the things for all the cooking shows, but I was just too tired to do them. So hopefully, hard time. I'm not going to make any promises, but hopefully, hard time meals. The series I will resume this week coming up. Sundays I take a break and I take a rest. So I'll have a big break and a rest tomorrow, and I'm not trying to run around and do a lot tomorrow, and then hopefully Monday I can get back in the swing. But I'll see, and I'll let you know. Like I said, it's been, you know what? I got a lot more light over here, but it's also a lot hotter. Oh my gosh. Whew. So I'm going to sit like this. This is a little bit better, for me at least. Let's see. I know sitting outside is a challenge, and then you've got the traffic. But yeah, it's just been quite a bit, and oh, that's so much better. Whew. You may not have been able to tell it, but the sun was just burning me up over there. I mean, burning me up. Anyhow, oh, and now there's a little breeze over here. But hey, Joan from Tucson, how are you doing? But yeah, stay tuned. Says nice to catch you live. Can't stay long, but good to see you. Well, I'm glad you're able to stay for as long as you can. Stay tuned. But yes, so that's what happened last week. It was, the first day or so that I didn't do videos, I was kind of stressed out. Oh, I got to get my videos. And finally, I just let loose and said, you know what? Even today, I was going to try and do one. And some things happened that prevented me from doing it. And I realized, you know what? This is a message to me that I need to, sorry, I keep moving around trying to get better light, that I need to just take a break. And so I did. And I'm going to start scheduling periodic breaks where I will take a week off from time to time. And I am going to schedule an entire month off, probably not till next year, but I am going to periodically take an entire week, a scheduled week, and just relax, go to the beach, whatever. And I will tell you in advance because I'm going to pull out my calendar and start scheduling those, and I'll let you know. I think I've said hello to mostly everyone in the house. Oh, you're having coffee with cream. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Randy Sproul. I appreciate you. Uh, Nora says, I'm boring, just drinking water. Well, who else is drinking something interesting? Kenneth says, my coffee is heating up. Okay, okay. So some of you are joining me in having a little refreshment. Um, uh, oh, I thought I looked at what Donald said, and he said, "Hey there, Martina," but I was looking at it wrong, and I thought he said, "Hey there, Martini." I was like, Martini. My brother doesn't even drink. How is he having a martini? Oh, Jessica's over there laughing. So Jean is having English breakfast tea. Jessica, could you take it down a notch, please? Thank you. Uh, who else? Roseanne, coffee with cream. Okay. Unsweetened tea for Sheila. Okay. Hey there, SP Writer One. Hello, hello. Oh, Rosani is drinking a cherry Coke. You know what I like? Oh my goodness. I don't drink them very much because Coke bothers my stomach, but I love vanilla Coke. Woo! Every once in a while, I'll treat myself to vanilla Coke. This is a big treat for me. Look how big this thing is with whipped cream on top and caramel. Ooh, talk about sugar overload. Mm. Mm. Hey, Patty's making some green tea. How is your move coming along, Patty? Have you gotten everything situated and getting ready to move? You're moving to Missouri, right? Let us know how things are coming along. Um, let's see. It is a beautiful day here, 63 clocks. It is a absolutely stunning day. It could not be more perfect. Clear sky, sunny. Oh my goodness. Sheila says, I'm still in rehab, very difficult and painful. I am so sorry, Sheila. Were they able to pull the tapes and find out more information? Oh my word. Hey Anthony, I missed Anthony. Hey Anthony from Atlantic City, how's it going? Everyone's saying hello. Graham says, hello, fellow Globies from Jury Sports Grounds. Pack up today and moving to Ponto Falls tomorrow for the great grandkids. Wow, roundup. Looking at close to 30 this Easter. Oh, that sounds like, so will you have Easter egg hunts and all that kind of stuff, Graham? Wow. Oh, wow. This is a special one. My little boy went to heaven on this day. Oh my goodness, Randy, I am so sorry, so sorry. How long ago was that, and how old? What was his name, and how old was he? Wow, what a day. So on April 12th. Oh my goodness. I know this is a day you'll never ever forget. I am so sorry. I can't imagine what that must be like, Randy. So, you're in my prayers today. Well, you're in my prayers every day, but I will double down today for you. These kind of anniversaries are very, very difficult. Barry says, I do like the holy water joke. That was a good one. So, Barry, are you part of the boys club now with Graham and Donald and Randy and the other? Oh, goodness. Anthony says, Sheila, stay strong. You can make it. Yes, you can. Um, is there anything we can do? Can we, send you good wishes by email or something, Sheila? Let us know, because we want to be a support for you here. And despite that, you're still here on the live. Wow, Sheila, I am so grateful and honored that you, out of despite everything you're going through, you still made it on the live. I feel almost silly talking about I'm just tired, but Nora says, Barry, don't encourage him. Oh my goodness. Speaking Sparrow says, Randy, well, I'm glad he's with Jesus. So is my youngest, 8029. I'm sorry for your loss. I am so sorry, Speaking Sparrow. Wow. That they say, I remember when my mom passed, how just grief stricken I was. And I remember thinking how they said losing a child is the most horrific and difficult loss a person can ever sustain. And when I was thinking about, after my mom passed, I thought, if it's worse than this, how do people survive it? I really was thinking about how they said that's the worst. And because I was thinking, if it's worse than this, I don't know that I could have survived if it was worse than the grief I felt from losing my mom. So I am just sorry for you, Speaking Sparrow, and for Randy. That is just a loss that we all, on an intellectual level, we think we know what it's like, but you can't possibly know what it's like, not unless you've been through it. No hat, Carol. Get lost, Mike. No, not today. I was kind of in a hurry, but Jessica's looking over there like, I told you, I told you.
No, I didn't tell you. I just remembered that you had the hat.
She just remembered, and I said, oh, no, not today. I want to try and be on time today if we can.
Well, you want me to go I could do that.
We can get to see you in a better light. Graham, oh my goodness. Shyla said, hello, Jessica.
Hello.
She says hello back. Sylvie says she was waving at you right now.
Hello.
Okay. What's that? What's your necklace say?
Girl boss.
Girl boss.
Yeah, you got from me like 3 years ago.
I did. Girl boss. But just remember, I'm the woman boss. She's the girl boss.
Yes, of course.
Okay, just so long as we have that straight.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Anthony says, Sheila, I have confidence in you. I do too. I do too. Hey, Jean W's in the house. Bobby says, hi, did you make a decision regarding your daughter helping with the what is the matter with my tongue today? Distribution of food for the unfortunate. I think I'm going to we're going to see about doing it maybe at a food bank. We're going to see about volunteering at a food bank. And they have a food handout at our church and supplies. But that is at a time when she's already committed in school. So I'm thinking we're going to look for a food bank that we can volunteer at. Now, we did volunteer for many years when I went to a different church. They used to have a Thanksgiving dinner, and they would do Thanksgiving. It wasn't on Thanksgiving Day, but it was a Thanksgiving dinner, and they would do dinners and hand out dinners. And we worked at those for several years. So, Bobby, I think I'm going to do it in an organized group setting and then see as there is more maturity about working with integrating her if possible, if I think that that's a safe thing to do. But thank you for asking. I got a lot of great suggestions and input, and a lot of people who have kids or family members on the spectrum reached out, and just some really caring and kind comments, and I really appreciate them so much. So, but that's what I'm deciding for right now. Uh, Randy says the 12th of never. Yes, the 12th of never. I'm sure that's must be how it feels, Randy. Oh my goodness. Uh, Everyone's saying, love my life, saying hello. Wow, what a thing to be able to say, love my life. Is that so cool? I was telling Jessica the other day, I was saying, we have a good life. And she was saying, yeah, I know. And as we're leaving out to come over here today, I told her, I said, we live in one of the most beautiful places in the entire world. Do you know how fortunate we are? And sometimes, you get so used to great things that you don't appreciate them as much as you should. And I want to every day appreciate um, the gifts that, oops, the gifts that we have been given, and that don't necessarily always, we don't always recognize them as gifts, but they are. Hey, beyond my garden gate, hello, hello. Thank you, 63 clocks. I could definitely use the positive energy. Oh my goodness. Anthony says, Sheila, just don't lose confidence in yourself. God bless you for trying. Sheila, if there's anything I can do, hit me up at gloriouslifeonwheels at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, Sheila. Um, Hear more about what you're doing, and maybe if you have a post office box or something, you can let us know and we can send you cards just to let you know that we're thinking of you. um, Liddell says, bless your heart, Carol, I know what you mean. Sometimes we have to listen to our bodies. When I've resigned myself to the fact that I am a type A personality, and sometimes we do not listen like we should, and we pay the price. So as I'm getting older, 72, I'm no spring chicken. So as we're getting older, it becomes even, what is this here? It becomes more and more important that we listen to our bodies and that we pay attention. And I'm actually starting on some vitamins, including magnesium and some other things that I think will be helpful. If it's too dark here, let me know. I can move again into the sun for a few minutes. I can't take it for long because it's baking. But uh, Barry says maybe it's time to take Fridays off. No, I already take Sundays off. I think what I'll do is maybe every couple of months take a week off. Just take a week off. Also, oh my gosh, God is so good. I'm not going to tell you his name yet, but I go to every month that my church that I attend has a women's potluck. The women's ministry has a women's potluck. Well, this month, the person who's over our is one of the people heavily involved with the women's ministry, had a thing where she really wanted to include the men, and she wanted to make it a community. I'm moving again, guys. I know. I think this is better. Is this better? Yeah. She she wanted to do a community um, potluck and include the men and the whole church. And so I know I keep moving. What can I say? So, I'll, oh, if you can get it for me, never mind. I'll get it. You want to sit here? No, I'm good. I can't. I keep thinking it's kind of dark where I'm sitting everywhere I sit, but I think this might be better. not quite as hot. But anyhow, she wanted to do a community, and they had, yeah, that's better. They had some speakers there from the church that I go to has like maybe six or seven. Thank you, Jessica. Six or seven different churches that have sprouted up from the main church. So they had a couple of speakers come over from the main church, and then also one person, and they acknowledged him. He wasn't really a speaker. He was just came to support one of his friends who was the headline speaker for the evening. And but they just wanted to acknowledge him, and he wanted to give it. They wanted him to give his testimony. So he came up just for a few moments. But while he was talking, the person who introduced him said, "Oh yeah," and he says a media presence. He has 1 million subscribers, and I was like, 1 million subscribers? Wow, And he was such, I mean, such the nice young man. Just everything you'd want if you had a kid. All right, but I mean, he's probably in his 30s, but. So I thought, well, let me go up to him because there's so many things I don't know how to do, and I want to improve my content, and I want to improve my presentation and my skills, and just do some more things technically. Well, you guys know my technical skills, how I kick myself off of here half the time. So I just went up to him, and I thought, I just was, told him a little bit about myself, and I just said, just there's some things that I just really am trying to learn. And you know what he said? He goes, "Hey, let's get together. We'll sit down, have coffee." And I was like, wow. And I thought, but you know how people will say, "Oh yeah, well, let's get together. We'll sit down, have coffee, and we'll do this, we'll do that." And you know what a person told me once? They said, when a person says to you, you know how you run into someone you haven't seen in years, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we need to get together. We need to go out to lunch sometime." Or yeah, and you either will say, "Oh yeah, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, talk to you later. We'll get together sometime." You leave and you never see them again. Until maybe 10 years later, if you happen to run into them. The person told me this many years ago. They said, how you know when a person is really serious about committing to get with you or to help you or to do something is when they said, "Yeah, let's get together and do that. What are you doing next Tuesday?" When they say that and then they follow it up with some action showing that they mean it. Well, he says to me, and I was just I was just so surprised, pleasantly surprised. He says, "Well, you know what? Hey, let's sit down. Send me a couple of your videos. I'll look them over. I'll see if I can give you some pointers on them, give you some suggestions." And he said, "And what are you doing next week?" I said, "Well, I was so surprised." And he goes, "Well, here, give me your numbers." He gave my number, and I said, "Well," and he goes, "Here, I'm going to text you my number." And then he texted me his number, and he said, he just needs to check with his wife to make sure of their schedule. He said, "But when I know," he said, "we'll get together next week. We'll sit down for coffee, and I'll have had time to look over your channel a little bit, and maybe can give you some suggestions." And I thought, wow, wow. It was meant for me to go to that potluck because I've been really wanting to get with a couple of people. Um, Another YouTuber who has a really large channel, much larger, about 3 times larger than mine, I'd reached out to, and she was so kind and said, "Yeah, I'll be happy to help you." But I haven't. She lives. Excuse me. It's kind of hot here. She lives a little distance away, and I haven't been able to make it up to where she is. So this person lives like maybe 10 minutes from me. That was another thing because I thought, oh, well, I'm going to have to travel, quite a distance to get to him, but it's certainly worth it. He says, "Well, I'm over in so and so." And I was like, "What? That's like almost right down the street from where I am." So I'm just excited, and pray for me that, everything goes well. But he was just the embodiment of a helping person, and a person who just just kind, to help a little old lady, take the time to help a little grandma looking lady, and I just want to share that with you. It was just so encouraging to me that someone who is so successful and has such a large channel was willing to take some time, look over my at least one video of mine, and offer some input. And he said, "Let me look at it and let's see what I can do to help you." And I thought, wow, wow. And that's my attitude towards people who reach out to me. And I thought, now someone is doing that in kind for me. It's like, you know what goes around truly does come around. You don't do it for that, but that is the effect of it. So I just wanted to share that for some of you who may be discouraged for whatever, whether it's you have a YouTube channel, whether you have something else you're doing, that there are people out there, people who are kind, people who are caring, people who will reach out and help you. Even if there's nothing in it for them, there are those people. So I wanted to share that happy news with you guys. I know it took a long time to share that, but I'm so excited about it. I don't know what to do. Stay tuned says, you've been working really hard. We appreciate it, but you do need to take care of yourself. Thanks for doing that. Thank you. Stay tuned for understanding. Sylvie says, wow, Carol, you've been driving yourself a long time. Yeah, I have. I have. And, you know, uh, Nora says, was welcoming beyond my garden gate. Randy says, 12th of April, my little boy passed at 87, and soon he may tell me how much he has been loved there. Well, I hope that it will be quite a while. I know that you miss him, but we would miss you, Randy. So I'm hoping that it'll be a little while longer, that he's in the perfect hands. I mean, no one could love him more than who he's with now. So you know he's in good hands and he's holding your spot. But I hope it'll be quite a while, Randy, because we just want, I selfishly, we want to keep you here with us. So, but I want to see you at the RTR next year, and just that's my prayer. But it's in God's hands. Uh, Kenneth says, I now have my coffee, so I raise my cup to all of you. Okay, I'm raising my cup to all of you. Mm. Oh, that's good. That is so good and so full of calories. But I haven't had one of those in a long time, so I'm treating myself. Let's see. Adele saying hi to Miss Net. um, Graham said, if I started listening to my body, I'd never get out of bed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know, I met a lady last night, and I'm not going to go into the circumstances, but she was just so kind to me. So kind. I mean, just beyond kind. And I said something, she said, you know, you're such a good mom. And I said, well, I know based on how she responded to something, I said, I know that you're would be a wonderful mom and probably a very kind daughter. And she said, I don't have children. She said, and I don't have a mother. And she said it in such a sad way. It just made my heart crack a little bit. And I said, hey, why don't I adopt you? And she smiled and we kind of parted ways, but I know where she works and I'm going to go by there. I've decided I'm going to go by there once a week and see this young lady just to say hi. I thought, what must it be like not to have a mom, to ever experience a mom's love, to have someone there to support you, to encourage you, to just be able to call and rant about things going on, or just calling. I remember how many times I called my mom and asked her to pray for me for different things. And I just felt like when I did that, I had a covering over me that no matter what happened, I had like this barrier around me that the arrows were bouncing off because I felt like her prayers were covering me. So I thought, what must it be like not to have anyone to do that for you? So anyhow, so I'll let you know how things go with that. But we'll see. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hot again. But Sylvie says, Carol, I'm just happy to see you. Don't overdo, please. You mean too much to too many. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Alessandro, how are you doing? Uh, Bobby says, my exhaustion reveals itself where my mind says, just break down and cry, and the stress will get much less. Sometimes I'll tell you, a good cry in the shower. It's like sometimes a good cry, can kind of, I think it kind of releases all the toxins, and lets them out. That's what I think. I don't know. we'll have to see. Uh, um, Beyond My Garden Gate is saying hello to everyone. Um, Thank you, Nora. Yeah, get those likes up, folks. Get those likes up. 63 Clock says, no worries, Carol. Glad you took a break. Plus, take good care of yourself. Thank you. Hey, Charlotte from Alaska. I was supposed to be going to Alaska in June with the group that's going with Bob Wells. Um, oh my good friend Diane was going, and I just from cultivate.life YouTube channel, go over and check her out. She's one of my very dear friends. But I have something else that's going to be coming up, and I will be announcing it in May. Me and someone else will be announcing it in May. And I feel in order to prepare for that, I need to spend the summer getting prepared for that. So I'm not going to go to Alaska. Although I'm not going to drive to Alaska. I may fly into Alaska because my brother and his son are going to be my oldest brother and his son, who's Jessica's brother. Long story how to explain all this, but
Yeah, big brother.
her big brother Jessica has a brother who's not very much older than her, and I adopted Jessica, and my older brother, who is their grandparents, adopted her older brother. So, but anyhow, they're going up fishing on a fishing trip to Alaska. They go all over the place. So I'm thinking, I told him, if I'm driving up, I said, he goes, well, let me know and we'll plan our trip up there around your being there. So since I'm not driving up, now I may fly up just to, spend a few days with them. And if I anywhere near the area where they're camping, I may just stop by the camp. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm not going to drive to Alaska this year unless something really comes up because of the plans I have for later on in the year, which we'll be announcing next month. So stay tuned next month. Um, but where are you? Well, if you don't want to say where you are in Alaska, but just let me ask this: is it how many hours of sunshine? Because I remember I took a cruise to Alaska once, and it was in the beginning of May, about May 10th, I think, and it was light until almost midnight. Is it like that now or what, Charlotte? Oh, Kathleen's drinking cocoa. Okay. Rosani Design says yes. Taking breaks is a must. Then you return rejuvenated. So true, so true. And I think I'm going to talk about that on my Tuesday talks this week. Hey, Janice. Hello, hello. Uh, yeah, get lost, Mike. Stress often is of our own doing. You're right. You are so right. Sometimes it's not so much what happens to us as much as it is how we respond to what happens to us. And, the older I get, the more I realize how important our response to something that's potentially stressful or could be a stressful situation, but how we handle it is really critical. Uh, Charlotte Perry says Sprite, taking a break. Okay. Anthony says, I know a guy who took a job as a bartender because his doctor told him he needed glasses. Okay, Graham, you got some competition here. Got some competition. Hey, Edward Williams, how are you doing? Let's see who else. Oh, you're drinking red wine. Now, there's a smart guy drinking a glass of red wine. Oh, my goodness. Well, if I was parked somewhere where I wouldn't be driving, I would be having probably a nice glass of Moscata. I like more our Pinot, what's it, Grigio, but probably a Moscata. Yeah, nice Moscata. Oh my goodness. Or a glass of what is that one? The red one, Stella Rose Black. Oh, now that's a nice. But I'm not into really dry wines. Sylvie says green tea for me right now, but I wish it was coffee. Oh my goodness. Miss Net is greeting everyone. Janice is saying hi to Mike. Just watch your video. Oh, cool. Very cool, Janice. Uh, let's see. Enjoy your tea and THC, says Dave 49. Oh, gosh. Oh, I have to tell you guys something. I'm going to admit something here. I hope I don't get this video knocked off for admitting this. I was really under a lot of stress. This is a little while back. And someone whose name I won't name said, "Oh, you know what? I have these. It's a candy bar that has, I guess, I don't know, THC something in it. I don't know. But it looks like Hershey and they have little pieces, right?" So they said, "Let me give you one of these and this will really relieve, it'll." And I thought, "Okay, what harm can it be, right?" I didn't know that I should have only taken like a little piece of a section, just like maybe, I didn't know. Thank God I didn't eat the whole candy bar or the whole bar because it's like I said, the size of a Hershey bar. So I broke it off and I ate two of the sections. You talk about sick. I was on the bed, the room was spinning. I was like, oh, I was so nauseated. The room was spinning. It, oh, I managed to call them. I said, "What the heck did you give me?" And they were like, "Well, how much did you eat?" I said, "Two of those pieces." They said, "Oh my heavens, you should never have taken that much." I said, "Well, why didn't you tell me? You gave me a whole bar." I said, "I was going to eat the whole bar, but I thought, I'll just eat a little at a time." They were laughing. I was like, "This is no laughing matter. But anyhow, so as far as tea and THC, I'm gonna have to pass on that after that experience. I don't know. I was, whoo, because I had never, that was like, I'm not, so that was, I don't know what possessed me. What possessed me to listen to them? But anyhow, that was my experience. Okay. So no, thank you. I'll take green tea or something like that, but no more of that. Hey, two dog mom, hello. Get lost, Mike says, "Thanks, Janice. I hope it was a good one." I'm sure it was, Mike. I'm sure it was. Graham says, "My connection keeps dropping out. We've only spent a few billion on the network, so I suppose I shouldn't expect too much." Oh, gosh, I know. Government spends so much money and seems like sometimes gets so little return for it. Well, spends our money. Oh, my goodness. Rocking down the road with Dale says, "We had 9 inches." What? 9 inches of snow last night here in north central Massachusetts. Luckily, it's melting away now. I lived in Massachusetts for a year outside of Boston. I tell you, the first time it really came down hard and I had to go out and go to work, when I went outside, I just started crying. I just started crying. I was like, how could anywhere on earth be this cold? I was cold to the bone. And when I would walk, it would be like, and I took a spill or two. Then I got to the car, I went to open it, and I was started to go down, and I grabbed the handle, and I fell down and was slipped, like was sliding under the car because everything was so slippery. And then you get in the car and you go to touch the brake, and the car is still sliding. I was like, oh no, this is not for me. So I'm feeling you rocking down the road with Dale. I am definitely feeling you. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. Janice says, "Yep, it was Mike." Okay, okay. CW Style is saying condolences to Randy. Yes. Sheila says, "There's nothing, but I'm letting the attorney handle it." Okay, okay. Good, Sheila. Good. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this, but I hope that you are having and will have a full recovery and that you will at least be compensated. Nothing can really be sufficient for compensating you for extraordinary pain and maybe changing the whole trajectory of your life because of an injury. But I hope at least something that will allow you to get some measure of comfort and have enough to afford that. Sheila's, Patty says, "Still taking things to donate, clearing out my parents' estate, 70 years of marriage." Oh boy. Files, collections, and their house didn't even look cluttered. Yeah. Trying to make the move in June. Okay, well, keep us posted, Patty. And maybe we can get together before you leave. That would be so cool. Mm. Hey, my plant-based life says hi from Canada. We love all you do. Thank you, thank you. One of the most beautiful places I've been is to Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. Just magnificent, just beautiful. And I like Vancouver, been up to Quebec, and the drive from Montreal to Quebec is just lovely. I've been wanting to go to, is it Whistle, and there's that. Um, what is that park? Starts with B. Anyhow, there's several places. Oh, in Toronto. Oh my gosh, I went to the most interesting. I wouldn't think it was interesting, but it was a shoe museum in Toronto. That was one of the most interesting museums I've ever been to. Small little museum, but really interesting. Bobby, great minds think alike. I was just telling Jessica, tomorrow after church, we're going to go have massages.
Yeah.
Remember, I was saying that
Yes,
earlier?
I remember, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to have massages.
Yeah, and she's going to be 2 bottles, too.
Yes. I'm going to let her turn in her bottles tomorrow. So my vehicle will be packed down with bottles, nasty, filthy bottles for her to turn in. Oh my gosh, yeah. All her bottles. Every time I stop somewhere, she jumps out of the car and runs around trying to collect bottles.
Yeah. When she went to get her frappe, I got them from all the trash cans. That's why I went in there to wash my hands. And as soon as she got the back, she was like, that's why I went to wash my hands, yeah.
I'm going to take the fifth. I have no comment, okay? I have no comment.
Well, if you were jobless, you would understand.
Okay. All right.
I've been trying. I've filled out every application I could think of, and no one has frickin' got back to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Miss Terry's taking too long.
Okay,
My regional worker.
Can you take it down a notch, please?
Sorry.
All right. We don't want to get overly excited here.
I'm not excited. I'm mad.
Okay.
I want to work. I ain't
Okay.
lazy. I want to work.
Good.
I want to be productive, which I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You see what I have learned, that you cannot have two people elevated at the same time because things get very out of hand. So what a person told me once, can you go over there, please, just for a second?
I was going to charge my phone, actually.
Okay, that's a great idea. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Oh gosh. What someone told me once, a friend of mine who had been married for a very, very long time. She said, if my husband gets his crazy on, we're arguing and he gets his crazy on, she said, I have to back down. She said, if he beats me too crazy, I have to back down. So that's the attitude that I have taken, you know, that you can't have, like she said, you can't have two people going berserk at the same time because it doesn't end well. So when I've learned that when one person escalates, that I have to de-escalate. Now, I'm not normally a de-escalating person, so that has taken some effort on my part, but I'm working on it. And sometimes I succeed, not always, but more than I used to. So I've reached a point in life that I appreciate progress, okay? I celebrate progress. I no longer look for perfection. I look for progress rather than perfection. So that's where I'm on. I'm on my journey of progress. And I told her, just don't, I always, as she starts elevate, I'll say, or escalate, I'll say, you're interrupting my, you're interrupting my, So she'll say, am I interrupting your, I'll say, yes, I want to go back to my, so please don't interrupt it. Oh gosh. Whew. I'm telling you, we could have a reality show and it would be a huge monster hit, okay? That's all I'm going to say. All right. Hey, Caroline Hannah, how are you doing? Uh, um, yes, Vaughn said, Randy, keep your head up, praying for you. Oh, that's so cool, Vaughn. I tell you, when we have our Glowbies and others praying for us, that's just, you know, it it is the biggest help. Rocking down the road with Dale says anniversaries are very hard. Yes, anniversaries and certain days like Mother's Day, Father's Day, or other days, holidays, very hard. Sheila says, still trying to figure this out. I'm sure you will with some good help and prayers. I'm sure you will. Graham says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Yeah, that's sometimes what I'll say. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Sometimes that's all you can say, Graham. Or sometimes I'll just go, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh gosh. Vaughn saying hello to everyone that I missed. Well, you know what? It's getting close to that time. Anthony says Susan Swanson has a channel that shows affordable houses all over the country. It's interesting. Well, let me take a. I'm not really looking for a house because I don't want to pay for a house. I'm looking for land. I mean, if it has a ramshackle little house on it, that's fine. But I'm looking really for land. But I will. There's another guy, Land Moto or something, who has land, and I watch him. But I found a property, and I'm trying to see when I can schedule going out to see it. It is 40 acres, so I'm figuring. I'm taking a copy of this, Anthony. I figure 40 acres should be I'm going to see if part of it's in a flood zone. If just a certain part is in a flood zone, the rest isn't, as long as it's not in the middle. But 40 acres, and it was a decent price. So I'm looking at maybe doing a trip out there, and seeing. I actually reached out to someone yesterday about the area, to talk to them about the area, and the former mayor of the area, to see if I could just sit down and talk with him about, because I don't think the property is zoned for a tiny in a zone. It doesn't have the zoning that would be for a tiny house community. So I want to see what it would take to get a variance, if that is even possible. I don't want to buy a property and then try and persuade the local authorities to let me put a tiny house. I want it to be zoned properly before I buy it. So otherwise I have this property that I spent all this money for, and I can't do anything that I want with it. Carlene says it's definitely a loss that never goes away. Yeah. Patty says, this has been my parents' week. Dad's birthday, mom's birthday, their anniversary. Today would be mom's birthday. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is hard, Patty. That really is. Oh my goodness. Charlotte says, widow, widower, orphan, yet nothing to call a parent that's lost a child. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Widow, widower, orphan, yet there's no name for a parent who's lost a child. I never thought about that, Charlotte. That's an excellent point. I'll tell Barry. I'll tell Jessica you said that. Jessica calls Barry Uncle Barry, so I'll tell her that you said you're glad she popped in. Uh, Everyone's saying hello, hello. Sylvie says, Randy Bailey, I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope you are okay today. Uh, Jessica's waving again. Yeah. Uh, hey, RV Butterfly. Hello, hello. Carla is saying hello to everyone. Janice is in North Carolina now. I seen a pickup truck with a cab. I seen the solar side awnings and haulers in the front and back with coolers. I knew it was a Nomad. Yeah, once you've been involved in van life, you can kind of look and tell, can't you? It may not, it's not apparent to most people, but you can tell. Hey, Kathy from Traveling with Charity. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Kathy was one of the first people that I met on one of my trips to Quartzsite. I mean, back before she is now, go over and check out Kathy's channel, Traveling with Charity. She's bought a homestead in Arizona. She's fixing it up. I mean, she's really doing. When I met you, didn't you still have your home base? I think in Georgia area. And well, she went full blown. She's developing a homestead. I mean, and it is very, very cool. So go over and check out Traveling with Charity and say hi to Kathy. Oh my goodness, so good you were able to drop by. And you're going on the uh, cruise with Life with Anthony. Oh my gosh. Oh, in 2026. Oh, that you guys look like you were having so much fun last year when you went on that cruise. Oh my goodness. Or was yeah, it's last year, wasn't it? But whatever it was, you guys were having a blast. Savannah G says, "Hi, you all. It's been a while since I was able to catch a live. I'm glad you're catching it today, Savannah. Yeah, I think a food bank would be a good idea to get her involved in, Sylvie. Um, let's see. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Let's see. Kenneth says, I'm ready for another cup. Uh, anyone, I'm going to do a real quick invite if a couple people want to, let's see. They've changed this on here. If a couple people want to come over and say hello, let's see if I can. Oh boy. Uh, let's see. Uh, share your link. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Woohoo! On the first time, that's a miracle. But I think I dropped the link. All right. So if anyone wants to come over, I think I dropped the link, but I'm so far behind I can't tell. Uh, bring any typo isn't a judgment, by the way, just acceptance and figuring out how to take care of. Okay, I'm not quite getting that. There must be a response to a comment, Nora, I didn't see. Sheila says, okay, Carol, I'll send you the rehab address. They transferred me from the hospital rehab to this, the Heritage Park at Harborview. Okay, all right, let me know. And if you want me to share it so people can send you a card, let me know. Uh, Hey, Frau Power, greetings from Germany. Best wishes for you in this hard time. Yes, it's. I don't think hard times have started yet. I think they're ahead, but I hope I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will be the absolute first person to admit it and to celebrate. And this is one time I will celebrate being wrong. I actually lived in Germany for 3 years for a power, in Bremerhaven, and my brother Donald was born in Germany. So we have some links to Germany. Hey, Queen of the Road says, greetings, drinking my famous mushroom coffee. Ooh, with coconut creamer, molasses, cinnamon powder, and bourbon vanilla extract. Oh my goodness. Oh, just came back from a funeral in Kansas City. God is love. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to say goodbye to someone. I presume it was someone who mattered to you, therefore is the reason that you went to the funeral. So sorry for your loss. But mushroom coffee, I haven't tried mushroom coffee. A woman at my church has been telling me all about this mushroom coffee. I'm not crazy about coconut, but maybe coconut creamer, molasses, cinnamon, but the bourbon vanilla extract. Now that's getting my attention. Oh my goodness. Mark says I'm still praying for your upcoming surgery. Miss Net's telling Mark, oh yes, Mark, keep us posted. Keep us posted so we can pray for that and everything goes well for you. RV Butterfly says her husband's from Germany. Wow, what a small world. Mark H. said, my sister in law has come for a visit. Copernicus never met her. She thinks the universe revolves around her. Wow. Uh, Sheila says, not sure where I'm going from here. Just don't know right now. Yeah. Well, keep us posted and let us know what's happening, Sheila. And I'll when I get your I don't open after this live. I typically don't do anything more on the channel, and tomorrow Sunday I don't do anything. So probably Monday is when I'll look at it and get the information. Uh, Traveling with Charity is saying hi to Miss Net. Sheila says, I'm still hoping to make the RTR in January. I hope you do too, Sheila. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy from Traveling with Charity. I was just telling um, viewers earlier that I met someone who has 1 million followers, and he, I think, is going to do a little mentoring with me. So I'm really excited about that. And such a nice young man. Just the sweetest guy. So I'm and kind and generous. So I'm just looking forward to working with him and picking his brain for some ideas. Graham says, I get my technical training from my now 5-year-old granddaughter, Ivy. Isn't that the truth? I was somewhere the other day and I saw a kid look like they could not have been more than 3. And they were doing all this on the phone and doing this and going here. I was like, 3, 3. And they're maneuvering this 50 times, 100 times better than I can maneuver it. So, yeah, I get that. Frog Power is saying hi to RV Butterfly and asking where her husband is from. Uh, oh, um, RV Butterfly says it looks like Wiesbaden. Uh, Mark H says it's always feels so welcome here. Carol has built a great community. You know what? You guys have built this community. I just facilitate it, but you guys come in and just are some of the most. I have said for a long time this is the most welcoming, and I think the best group on the internet. I really do. Kind, caring, compassionate, looks out for each other, and I just love coming here on Saturdays. If I was in on my bed, flat down, out, I would try and make it here on a Saturday. It just lifts me up and gets me set up for the next week. It really does. I know, Two Dog Mom says those millennials get stuff done. Isn't that the truth? Hey, M. Santabria. Hello, hello. She's saying, our M. Santabria is saying, Sheila, blessings. May I ask what happened? Just trying to know how to include your situation in creative visualization when I meditate. No disrespect. I'm going to let Sheila share that to the extent that she wants to. She shared it with us a while back. Graham says, is Jessica listening to my new tortilla rap song? No, Jessica went inside to charge her phone. Uh, Fra Power says, RV Butterfly, that's nearby, almost 20 minutes from me by car. Wow. Talk about a small world, isn't it? RV Butterfly is saying, I do visualization too. Yeah, I have not been doing as much visualization as I think I should be for my tiny house community. And but I do have faith. I do have faith that it's going to come to fruition. But you're right. I do need to see it. But you know what? Before I started my YouTube channel, I saw this channel being a big channel, being successful. I really saw it. I imagined it and I saw it. And I never doubted it. So I'm really working on having the same attitude about this tiny house community and not doubting that it's going to happen. Uh, Two Dog Mom says, an angel on Earth. There are many of them. Yes, yes. RV Butterfly is going to tell her husband. Yeah. Okay. Sylvie says, that's such great news. It couldn't happen to a better person, Carol. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Uh, M. Santabria says, oh, what a true message. Randy, just remember, no one dies. We all return to our real home. Yes. Yes. Yes, and everyone is offering condolences to Randy. Hey, Lindy from Lava. Lindy's awesome van adventure is here. One of my good friends. We're very, very dear friends. Everyone is saying hi to Lindy. Um, Browan says sometimes we want to do huge things, but most times it's the small kindnesses that counts just as much as the larger gestures. You know, that young woman who I was having a challenging time that day, and she just took my hand and just total stranger, and she just said a few kind words to me, and I thought it just touched my heart. So then when she told me she didn't have a mother, oh, my heart, like I said, just broke for her. But she was so kind to me. Frog Power says, Carol, I love your channel and what you're talking about. It can bring Germans and Americans closer together in these crazy days. I think anything that can bring us together, and if we focus, we have so many more things in common than not. And if we would focus on those commonalities, I think the world would be such a better place. Don't you all? Butterfly RV Butterfly says yes. These days are something else. Yeah, but we can't necessarily control what's going on around us, but we can control our response and our attitude, and we can choose to still be kind, caring people. Yeah, Randy Bailey says the very best place are right here. Absolutely, Randy, absolutely. Carlene says, no better way to spend an hour on Saturday. So many caring people. I agree, Carlene. I absolutely agree. And I'm going to have to get out of here. Oh my goodness, it's after 4. M. Santa Bria says, Carol, I cry in the shower at least twice a week. I'm the only caregiver for my mom, and it's hard. Oh, I bet. I bet. My mom, the love of my life, the business, the house, car, my cancer. Oh my. Well, let's just say a prayer for M. Sanabria for strength, for encouragement, for the ability to take things that she needs, or M. What does the M stand for? Um, Take the things in that need to be taken in and discard the things that are, what does the Bible say? Discard the weight that keep you from running the race. So we ask for discernment, just discernment for M. Sanabria to let go of the things that are holding back from finishing the journey and completing the race and getting through. We ask for discernment, for encouragement, for strength, for just everything that's needed to do the task that you've put at their feet. And we ask for also good health. We just ask that in Jesus' name, amen. You know, so often the weight of being a caregiver takes the toll on the caregiver, and the person who's being cared for ends up being in better health and better condition than the caregiver, because the caregiver has such a weight on their shoulders. So we're asking for maybe someone to come along and take some of that weight off, or to lessen the load. We just ask for that. Uh, Dave 49 says, too much driving to go to Alaska. Well, if you're not in a hurry, you know, when I took my trip cross country, I had a deadline. So I had to race back there, do a few things, and then race back. That was not the way to travel. So if I went to Alaska, I would be taking at least 6 weeks. A good 2 weeks to get up there, a couple of weeks to come back, at least 2 weeks there. I would be driving at leisure, stopping, you know, in Oregon and Washington and Vancouver. You know, I would just be taking my time. But so Charlotte says, you need one of your fabulous hats on today. I do. I really do. Next week, if I'm back over here, I will make sure I have one of my hats on. Oh, RV Butterfly says, my husband just got diagnosed with vascular dementia. Oh my goodness. I would encourage you, if there's any help around you, in-home support, anything, avail yourself to it, because caregivers need help, really do need help. Carla says, I love Alaska. Me too, Carla. Me too. Bonzetta Rose says, San Bria, so sorry for what you're going through. Yes, yes. And we pray for your strength. Joyful Art says, very sorry, RV Butterfly. My mom and grandma had it. Wow. Liddell is giving encouragement to RV Butterfly. Miss Ned says, definitely prayers go up for you. You have a lot on your plate, M. Santa Bria. Yes. M. Santa Bria says, RV Butterfly, start looking for help, funded organizations. There's a lot of help out there. I'm a psychologist, I know. Oh, wow. Wow. So you know the impact of stress then in Santa Bria. You definitely know. And everyone's saying hello to Joyful Artists. Lava Lindy is saying, I'm so sorry so many of you are having hard times. I will be trying to keep all of you in my thoughts. Thank you, Lindy. Thank you. Pinot Noir is your favorite. Okay, in Santa Bria. Not my favorite, but RV Butterfly says, thank you, Joyful Artist. I just don't know how fast it goes and how bad it can get, so I worry about him and I worry about the future. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm a worrier. I'll be the first. What do they do at AA? I am a worrier. You know, you stand up and you say what you are. Well, I am a worrier, and I admit to that. But I find the more I pray, the less I worry. So the more I lean into prayer and to faith, the more it relieves my worry. Something happened the other day. I was so worried about it. It was regarding Jessica. I was so worried, And finally, I just said, you know what, God, I give it to you. I give it to you. And I backed completely away from it. And you know, I felt a peace that I haven't felt in 22 years. I mean, and I'm thinking, you know what? I need to do this more. I need to do this more. So often, I find that we let fear control us. And I would just encourage you, RV Butterfly. I'm not saying that you don't face challenging times. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not trying to minimize or dismiss what you're going through, but I am encouraging you to not give in to fear, because fear will overtake you and it will weaken you. It will weaken your resolve, and it will do terrible things to your mind. And it'll make you start thinking about all kinds of possibilities and what ifs and only this and this could happen and that. I'm just encouraging you, if you can, when fear starts to set in, to stop and say, I'm not, I mean, actually physically say it. Say, I'm not going to give in to fear. I think we have to really be intentional about fighting it. I really think so. That's what I'm learning more and more every day with a special needs uh, young person. Charlotte Perry says, you're going to have lots of light at Bob's meetup. We have about 15 hours currently. Oh my goodness. I live in North Pole. Santa lives here. Oh my goodness. And we're in the center of the state, not far from Fairbanks. Oh, so it'll be light almost all day by time they get their meetup in June. Wow. Oh my goodness. Uh, Marta one says, I haven't had Moscata in a long time. Oh my goodness. Army Butterfly says, Charlotte, tell Sant says hi. Yes. Linda, Lindy says, I know what you had. Oh my goodness. Hello, Alessandra. Hello, hello. Kathleen says, wow, very joyous for you making some time for yourself. You are nonstop doing so many incredible things, including helping so many. You're an Energizer Bunny. Yeah, but you know, I tell you, the Energizer Bunny, sometimes you never see on the commercial. You only see the Energizer Bunny going like this and around and around. They never keep it going when the Energizer Bunny starts going, and then goes, boom. And that's what I did last week. So I got to stop being the Energizer Bunny and start being more moderate, you know. Uh, I know, Sylvie, wasn't that an introduction to THC? Oh my God, I'll never forget that. Woo! Um, Emma says, just got on. Good to relax and take breaks. I know, isn't it, Emma? I told friends and family I will not be checking texts on weekends. Tired of their complaints about life. Amen, amen, amen. Take a break. Take a break. Absolutely. Beyond My Garden says, "Oh no, no more fun for you. No, not that kind of fun, because that was not fun." Uh, Nora says, next thing we'll see is Carol bugging out to the Grateful Dead. Nope, nope, nope. You won't see me doing that. I hope not. If I do, you know I've really gone around the bend. M. Sanabria says, RV Butterfly, start looking for info that helps. Talk to support groups. His doctor needs to help you find what you need, and let the family get involved. You'll need the help. Take it. Yes, you will need the help. You absolutely will need the help. All right. Well, folks, I'm going to get off of here. A couple more comments. Joyful Artist says, oh, RV Butterfly, please don't stress. That only makes it worse on you. Yep. And nobody knows. It's different for all. Get your stress under control now. Medication, nature, whatever do. It's starting now. Yes. Great advice. Um, yes, yes, yes. All right. Rocking down the road with Dale says, Carol Reese Snow, I still cry every time. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. I know I'm gonna miss some comments. I'm sorry. Um sorry, I'm going to be missing some, but I've got to get out of here. Have a couple places. Lindy says, good for you, Jessica. Recycling is important. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Don't get her started. Lindy, don't get her started. Whoo, everywhere we go, every time I stop, I'm I'm now trying to figure out a way. Then when I have to go somewhere where I can just slow my roll and not completely stop so she can't get out and I can do what I need to go and keep zooming. Because every time I stop and park, I turn around and she's off somewhere behind a building or somewhere and she comes back with a big bag and I'm like,
I do.
yeah.
Gotta make that money.
Uncle Barry said he's glad you popped in to say hi.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, happy to do it, Uncle Barry.
All right, folks. I am going to get off of here. Real quick, if there's anyone who this is your first time in the house, could you put a number one? Shyla said you have a good job as my assistant. Jessica,
Yes.
Miss Shyla said you have a good job as my assistant.
Oh, well, thank you. I try.
She always charges my phone the night before, my computer,
MiFi and laptop.
my MiFi and computer the night before.
So yeah,
that's her job. Yes.
Every Friday night.
Yep, yes. She does. Oh, Sylvie says, "Wow, that's so cool. I lived in Frankfurt for 3 years. Very cool." Graham says, "Are any of you a split master by any chance?" I have no idea what a split master is. Any advice would be appreciated. I'm a complete disaster at this stage. I have no idea what's a split master. But if you do, let Graham know. Maybe next week when we come on, if there's anyone who's a split master, you can come on and share some information. No, you don't have. We got to go too, Kenneth. So you're not the only one. Violet at Content Boutique says, Puro is a great coffee substitute made from ground roasted barley. Ooh, well, chicory too is a great coffee substitute. So that's two now that I know. Hey, Ark Rosebud says late. I just wish to say hello and blessings to all. Been fighting pharyngitis. Wow, but at least it's not the flu, strep or cove. Well, that's a good thing. All right, guys. Anyone who's the first time in the house, hit a number one, if you will. I'm going down to see number one. And if you're a content creator, would you please put a number one? And Kim says the more you pray, the less you worry. That's right. That's right. So if you're a content creator, and with my moderators, drop your links, please. Hi, Liza. Hello. Liza, I'm still waiting. I want to help you if you want to get started on your channel. But all right, guys, we will say, what was I going to say? Okay. All right, folks. Any number ones? I don't see any number ones. I may have the tan problem solved. Okay, Barry. Okay. All right. Content creator rocking down the road with Dale. Violet at Content Boutique. I know Lava Lindy's awesome van adventure. Who else? Beyond My Garden. Anyone else want to number one in the house, first time in the house, or have a channel you want me to shout out? And go over and visit Nora at Nora Kaig on Etsy. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but a magnificent channel full, our site full of beautiful original drawings that she does and paintings. So go over and check that out. Mother's Day is coming up. That would be a great gift. All right, I'm giving you 2 more seconds. Anyone else, content creator or first time in the house? Otherwise, love each and every one of you. It's been a blast as usual. And just hopefully everyone who's going through something, caregivers, going through Sheila, going through rehab, know that our prayers are with you and that we are sending good thoughts your way also. All right, folks. Well, I am going to get off and say goodbye until next time.